Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students and welcome to our next lesson on physics. Dear students, we have revised in our previous lesson the topic energy and before that there was the work. A short review for energy is there and then we will move towards the power and efficiency, which is our today's topic. Energy, it is actually defined as the potential or the ability to do work. And we have studied that there are different forms of energies like gravitational potential energy, kinetic, heat, sound, electrical energies. As a unit for all of these energies is joule, and the energy is always a stable quantity. Energy, it is transferred from one object to another when work is done. And one important thing which I want to just add up here, that the main source of energy for all the universe is, for all the environment of the earth, is the sun. Most of the objects absorbs the energy from the sun, and at the same time it radiates the energy from themselves. For example, अगर एक चाय का cup, if we place a cup of tea in a room, then the temperature will be, the heat will be released from the cup of tea to the environment. But if we place a cold thing, for example, cold water within the sun, then that water will absorb the heat from the sun up till its temperature becomes equals to the environment. When it is absorbing the heat from the sun, at the same time it is also emitting the heat from itself. But at the start, the temperature of the water is lower, so it is emitting less heat and absorbing more heat. So its temperature will be rising. But when its temperature will become equals to the environment, then the amount of heat absorbed by the water and the amount of heat released by the water will become equals to each other. And then the temperature will remain the constant. And mostly the dull surfaces, especially the black one, absorbs most of the heat from the sun, whereas the light colors are absorbing the less heat. For example, white color is absorbing less heat as compared to the black one. So students, the next one. There were two types of energies which we have studied. The kinetic energy, the formula for to calculate the kinetic energy is half mv square, and then the potential energy, that is presented by EP. It is equals to mgh, where mass, g is gravitational field strength, and h is the height of the object regarding to its initial height or regarding to the ground level. Then there is the law of conservation of energy that states that the energy cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. But the total energy of this system always remains constant. This is actually the statement for the law of conservation of energy, or the principle of conservation of energy. And in this regard, the potential energy of an object is always equals to the kinetic energy. It means कि जब कोई object किसी high position के ऊपर होता है, it is at rest there, then its total energy is in the form of potential one. And when it starts to move downward, its potential energy starts to convert into kinetic energy. And after reaching the ground level, all of its potential energy will be changed into the kinetic energy, but provided that there is no opposing forces. So किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट की पोटेंशियल एनर्जी उसकी हाईएस्ट पोजीशन पे वो उसकी काइनेटिक एनर्जी के इक्वल होंगी जब वो ऑब्जेक्ट ग्राउंड लेवल पे आ जाएगा. Is it clear? So it is actually that these two energies are interconvertible for an object which is moving from some height to the ground level. The example for this one is On winning a match, a tennis player hits a tennis ball vertically upward with an initial velocity of 25 meters per second. What is the maximum height attained by the ball? So here G is 10 meter per second square. So its answer will be 31.25 meters, the maximum height reached by the ball. Final velocity will be zero because at the highest point it will be just stop there for a moment. Then the power. Moving towards our today's topic, actually, what is the power? We have studied about the work done, and work done is actually the when a force displaces an object through some distance, and power is actually in how much time we are doing the work. Okay, uh, it can be calculated by the work done with respect to time or the energy transformed with respect to the time. एनर्जी ट्रांसफर्ड भी आप कह सकते हैं, एनर्जी ट्रांसफॉर्म भी कह सकते हैं. किसी भी इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंस को हम कितनी एनर्जी दे रहे हैं और वो कितनी तेजी से उस एनर्जी को एक फॉर्म से दूसरी फॉर्म में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है, ठीक है, कितने टाइम में कर रहा है, दिस इज कॉल्ड इट्स पावर. Normally, power can also be calculated when the input power and it will be in efficiency. So work done can be calculated by two means: work done with respect to time or energy transformed with respect to time. So two formulas will be their main formulas. P is equals to W over T. Work done, that is equals to F into S. S stands for the distance and F stands for the force with respect to time. And if we have just more consideration in this formula, then the distance over time is equals to the speed. So power can also be calculated with the formula force into speed. Or the second one is power is equals to energy with respect to time, the conversion of energy, transformation of energy with respect to time. Okay? So power is unit of power is joules per second. And normally this is called 1 watt, and power is also a scalar quantity. Then an example to calculate the power. Weightlifter lifts 160 kg of weights from the floor to a height of 2 meters above his head in time 0.8 second. Uski power kitni hogi? So what we will have to do, actually, we have to calculate the work done here by the weightlifter first. So here the work done will be equals to the gain in potential energy by the weights, that is mgh over t. So mass will be 160, g will be 10, height will be 2. Multiply these three things, you will get the work done and then divide it by 0.8. This will give you the power of the weightlifter. Is that clear? Then the efficiency, the second thing is there. It is efficiency means when we provide some energy to a machine, then how much energy is being converted by that machine into useful work. This is called its efficiency. Not any machine, not a single machine is there which is 100% efficient. Some of the energy goes waste or being converted into other forms. So percentage of the input energy that is transformed to useful form of the output energy. So formula for efficiency is useful energy output, और यहाँ पे useful energy output will be actually equals to the work done. So, okay, so work done over total energy input. This will be the efficiency, but efficiency is always presented in percentage. So multiply this one by 100%. And as it is a ratio of two quantities, so efficiency has no units. Then it can be calculated in terms of power as well, means useful power output over power input. अगर क्वेश्चन के अंदर आपको ये गिवन है कि एक इलेक्ट्रिकल अप्लायंस को हम 1000 वॉट्स पावर इनपुट दे रहे हैं और वो उसमें से 600 वॉट्स जो है वो 600 वॉट्स की किसी चीज को जो है वो लिट अप कर रहा है या आगे उसको ऑपरेट कर रहा है, तो उसकी एफिशिएंसी जो है यूजफुल आउटपुट वो हो जाएगी 600 Total input will be 1000 multiplied by 100%. This will be give you the efficiency of that machine. So the next example is there to calculate the power. Electric motor टाई क्रेन है, उसके अंदर एक इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर कैन लिफ्ट a 0.12 kilogram weight through a height of 0.4 meters in 5 seconds. During this time, the battery supplies 0.80 joules of energy to the motor. So joules energy means we will have to calculate the useful output. This is actually the total input, 0.80 joules. So input can be calculated by calculating the work done. So when we are going to lift anything against the gravity, then we are going to do the work on it. So M into G, that is 10, and then H, multiply these three things, M, G 10, and H is 0.4. This will give you the work done, and this work done will be divided by the time. This will be work done. This will be useful energy output and divided by the total energy input 0.80. This will give you the efficiency and multiply it by 100%. So useful energy output of the motor, this will be actually the work done. Then second thing is the efficiency of the motor is work done over 0.80 multiplied by 100%. This will give you the efficiency of the motor. Then the answers will be 0.848 joules and efficiency will be 60%. 5 seconds. If you are being asked to calculate the power, then the work done with respect to time will give us the power. So another example is there. This is a ball, steel ball, mass 2 kilograms, released from a height of 8 meters from the ground. Hitting the ground, the ball rebounds to a height of 3.2 meters as shown in figure, this one. So what we have to do, a resistance neglect the acceleration due to gravity is 10 meters per second square, but we have to find out the kinetic energy of the ball before it reaches the ground. How we can calculate the kinetic energy? Actually, its kinetic energy of reaching the ground will be equals to the potential energy of the ball at a height of 8 meters. So calculate its potential energy, mgh, using the formula mgh, mass is 2, h is 8, and g is 10. So it will be 160 joules. This will be the potential energy, and its kinetic energy will be the same, that is 160 joules. Then second one is the velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. Then kinetic energy का formula apply करें, E is equals to half mv square, and find out the value of v from that formula. That will be the velocity of the ball. Then kinetic energy of the ball as it leaves the ground on rebound. इसकी kinetic energy यहाँ पे कितनी होगी? जब ये rebound करेगा, its kinetic energy will be equals to the potential energy gained here at a height of 3.2 meters. So again, calculate the potential energy by using a height 3.2 meters. This will be its kinetic energy on rebounding. Then the velocity of the ball on rebound, again kinetic energy का formula apply करें और उसमें से v की value निकाल लें. The answers will be there. Is it clear? So boys, that was actually all the things that we have done. There is another example, constant velocity, find the power generated by the car if the force of friction that acts on it. Try to understand this question. If you are able to understand it, try to solve. Is it clear? So boys, that's all for today. See you on our next lesson on Wednesday. And that lesson will be actually a summary of all the chapter, that is the work, energy, and power. And we will just revise it on Wednesday. And I will just provide a worksheet regarding to the whole chapter. And you will have to attempt that one. And then on the next day, from Monday onwards, we will start our next topic. That's all for today. Thank you, and just take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.